All right, everyone. It's Mizorowski Day in MLB, and then we got 14 other games on top of that. And then we're going to talk a little bit World Cup as well, all in less than an hour. Tune in, baby.
Yeah, I'm so fresh like the morning. Mouth wide open like they yawning. Every time they see me, they in G-Shock. Homie, this is too far. Homie, I feel too alive. You can see me like Illuminati. You can see me like Illuminati. But I'm trying to...
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. It's Friday, June 26th. We got MLB. We got some fun World Cup stuff happening. It's going to be a good show. I think it is going to be Mizorowski Day. We will talk about that game, but I'll just start out the show right now by saying I did bet his over 8.5 strikeouts, not at a big favorite line, just at a regular line. But, he could get 7, he could get 6, he could get 8. Could not do it. Mizorowski, last home start, 15 strikeouts. He's facing the Cubs. Awesome lineup. And I might lose, of course, but I couldn't not do it. I did take Mizorowski over 8.5 strikeouts, and then we'll talk about that game when we get up to it. Shout out, top set, baby. Shout out, top set. All right, World Cup, man, I don't know. The first 2 games posted in the Discord, bunch of stuff. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And then these 2 games coming up, haven't pulled the trigger on either of them yet at 8 o'clock. But if I decide to do something, I will post it in the Discord. Probably will have something in at least one of those games. But yeah. Spain, I don't know. They're very good. Not quite sure if they might be overvalued or not. Exactly sure about that. Shout out to Martez Denny. What's going on? All right, we are going to have to keep a brisk pace. We got 15 games here. Let me just quickly check one thing though. Run some numbers and stuff just to see if there's anything that I'm definitely going to do in these 8 o'clock World Cup games. Yeah, I don't know. Spain just makes me nervous. Man. I'll probably take a shot with Uruguay, even though the line has moved against me. I mean, the line has a big move in that way, in that direction. Very, very tough one there. The Spain one. I was not buying Spain as that big of a favorite early on, and we'll see how it shakes out. And I know some people in the Discord were on Saudi Arabia, and I would agree with that. That line moved up in Cape Verde's favor, and then all the way back down, and it's looking like it might be another under game. I posted in the Discord. I had the no goal in the Paraguay-Australia game, first half, and not full game, but I should have done full game, I guess. But I did take the first half, and I might take the first half under as well in the Saudi Arabia game. Not exactly sure, but whatever I do, I'll post it in. Oh no, are we freezing? Am I freezing? Is everything good? I was yammering about the. Okay, everything looks okay. I should not be freezing, but it's possible that I don't know. It's possible RotoWire could be fucking me up. If you can hear me in the comment section, let me know if I'm freezing up. Just please post it so I can fucking know. Bullshit. Internet connection. All right. Shout out Gerald Jones. Shout out everyone. I got my notes here, and I think we can jump right in. All right. First game on the card, we're going to talk about Cincinnati-Pittsburgh. This is a tough one because Skeens, of course, is starting for Pittsburgh. In June, he's been good, but not lights out. He's been giving a couple runs every start. His strikeouts are still way up, though. So I'm definitely not looking to fade him. He's coming off a start at Coors, another good one. Got a lot of strikeouts, gave up 2 runs. It was at Coors. And, so he's been good, but not lights out. Peripherals look good, so I'm not ready to fade him. And then on the other side, you have Abbott. Last 2 starts were excellent. He has high volatility. Sometimes he gives up a bunch. Sometimes he doesn't. His strikeouts have been better recently, but he has a clear walks issue. And so adding it all up, Pittsburgh should have a pretty big edge in this one, but I'm not seeing the edge big enough to justify a minus 200 favorite line here. That's a crazy line. That's a crazy line. Shout out Top Set. Great to see you in the comment section. Top Set. Man, those first 2 World Cup games were great. Top Set. Are you in the Discord, Top Set? You should check it out, baby. Shout out Michael Piccioni. 3587. Yeah, so this one, and there you go. And the line has moved way down into Cincinnati's favor. The overnight line, Pittsburgh was a minus 200 favorite. Now it's all the way down to minus 174. Again, Cruz is back for Cincinnati, which is nice. Nice little bump there. And Abbott, I'm not really buying him either, though. That's why I couldn't pull the trigger on the Reds here, even at that line, because Skeens is the real deal, I think, going forward, and Abbott has real issues going forward as well. So I just really wanted to take Pittsburgh, but no way in hell could I take it at that line. And now that it's down into the minus 170s, a Pinnacle and other places, still don't think I can take it at that line. I think I'm just going to pass here. Bullpens are kind of a wash, I think. Both bullpens, a little bit subpar here, according to my numbers. But so I can't take it. I definitely can't take an over. I mean, Skeens and Abbott is not reliable, but he certainly has nice upside. So it's tough, Again, Cincinnati just got swept. De La Cruz back. Pittsburgh, they have some hitters out of their lineup, but they're still a nice little team there. They just won 2 of 3 against Seattle, so they're decent now. The only thing that I did actually think about taking was the Abbott under 5.5 hits. His issue is walks, and he does suppress hits, so he could easily have a start where he gives up a ton of runs, a lot of walks, gets chased, and still doesn't give up 6 hits. So that's actually one that I forgot. I did bet that one a little bit. The Abbott under 5.5 hits, and that line is like minus 139 or so right now at Pinnacle. So if I was going to bet this game, that's the one I would. I did bet it a little bit. If I was going to recommend a play, that's the one that I would recommend. And I'll make it just a lean, just an official lean, not an official pick, just a B-rated call there. Abbott under 5.5 hits, minus 139. I think that's okay. And yeah, that's the only. But again, not a pick, just a lean, 137 here at Caesars. I'll take that one. Under 5.5 hits, minus 137. Abbott hits, and that's about it. Does anyone have anything on this one? It's just Skeens is the real deal. Just too high of a shout out. Dan H wins. Robert Cherry shout out. Like in Skeens 6+ strikeouts. Yeah, what was his strikeout? I looked at it, didn't write it down, and didn't want to pull the trigger on. I don't really remember. I mean, Cincinnati strikes out a lot against righties. I think they're like one of the top teams in the league, maybe number one, striking out against righties. So there's a reason. Yeah, it's I'm seeing. So Skeens, at 7.5, juice to the over, and it's just a little bit tough there. All right, let's move on. Next game on the card is Houston and Detroit. Arrighetti against Montero for Detroit, and there's some minor weather issues for some games today, and this is one of them. Should be okay, but not a big deal. And Houston, impressive team, excellent bullpen, and they're winning, right? They won game 1 yesterday in the series 2-1. They've won 7 out of 9. And Detroit, they've lost a few games in a row now, but again, they got a bunch of guys back offensively, and they won 4 in a row before that. So Detroit's is definitely a nice little team going forward, and I would also have Detroit's bullpen rated highly. Maybe not top 5, but definitely top 10. So this is also a tricky one because Arrighetti is very interesting. In May, he had great, he had a great May on paper, but his peripherals were not that good. And now in June, his peripherals have gotten a lot better, but his hits and home runs have gone up, and so he's given up, more runs in June, despite the fact that that his peripherals in certain respects are better than what he did in May. His last start, another one, kind of 8 strikeouts, no walks, which is awesome, but 3 home runs. So he's a mixed bag. Arrighetti definitely has a little bit hard to suss out and figure out. And Montero for Detroit, also up and down, high volatility, can be good, can be vulnerable. He's been pretty decent recently. He doesn't get strikeouts, but he suppresses hits when he's good, although not this month, So, this month he's been okay, and it should be not big hitting weather here. So maybe I was thinking maybe a shot with the under at 8.5, slightly into the under and slightly into Detroit as a very small home favorite. And it looks like the line has moved a bit in Houston's favor, which is understandable. Kind of a wash here. 2 nice pens, 2 starting pitchers with some questions, but also decent. and then two lineups that are all right. So yeah, everything looks pretty even. The total though, look at that. I was thinking about the under. It's now gotten bet up to 9, so it's gotten bet up almost more than a full half run to the over, which is pretty telling. I'm not exactly sure why, except that both I might consider live betting the under. Maybe they think that Montero is going to get touched, which is certainly possible. I think I'm gonna have to pass in all ways on this one. Let's look at the comment section and then move on. Justin McKelvey. Robert Cherry says Astros first 5 plus a half is a safe bet, Pete. All right, because there's so much volatility here with both starting pitchers, I would probably want to take a money line or maybe even a -1. But then again, you guys are right. Everyone in the Ryan against Ohtani Dodgers Minnesota game, I said I like Minnesota money line plus 142. A whole bunch of people in the comments section said they like Minnesota plus 1.5 because of volatility reasons. I said I'd rather have the money line, and you guys were right. They lost by 1, so my bet lost plus 1.5 won. So shout out to you. I understand, Robert Cherry. Look, it's only a couple of weeks ago that I was high on or a month ago I was high on Arrighetti and giving him in this way and that way. So I don't hate him, but Detroit is definitely a nice little team there. And let's see. I guess that's it. Yeah. I hope Houston first 5 cashes. Arrighetti last start was the 3 home runs were terrible, but the 8 strikeouts, no walks were awesome. So it's hard. And then again, Detroit has a nice little lineup here, really tough. And I'm just going to pass on this one. All right, next game on the card is Washington and Baltimore. This is another one where weather could come into play. I was seeing possible rain later in the game, so there might be a delay. It might be I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to look at the radar reports more closely. Definitely going to be some rain here, and it's Alvarez against Rogers. So for a rain-shortened game, Alvarez is kind of good for Washington because he never goes deep, but he's usually very decent. He goes like 4 innings, but he usually suppresses home runs. He's got nice strikeout numbers, and Alvarez is a great 4-inning guy. And you might only need 4 innings here. And then on the other side, you have Trevor Rogers for Baltimore, who was awful in May, much better in June, and his last start was his best yet, right? A 7-inning, 1-hitter at the Dodgers, He still doesn't get strikeouts, still has, way more fly balls, and he probably got at least a little hit lucky in June. So I was thinking about a shot with Washington, maybe like first 3 or maybe first 5. Alvarez is still a young guy, and so he doesn't have a lot of starts on the road. His last one was on the road, which is excellent, but that was at Tampa Bay. So that's indoors, a controlled environment. His other road start this year was a not good one. And so, going up against Baltimore could be a little bit tough. Washington lost 3 or 4 to Philly, but again, they're kind of a nice team. Their bullpen, of course, is their main weakness all season long. And Baltimore's coming back from a West Coast trip. They were 4-5 on that trip. And in general, I would give a huge bullpen edge here to Baltimore. Almost everyone in the league has a nice little bullpen edge over Washington. But again, there's weather could affect things. So the only thing I was really thinking was betting on Alvarez to have a nice start, and also Rogers under 4.5 strikeouts. He could do it, but Washington is a tough team. Rogers not get strikeouts, and it's also a possibility that a delay could happen and that he could get yanked early, even if he's pitching well. Same thing with Rogers outs prop under 17.5 -120. But the main thing I was thinking about was like Washington first 3, first 5. Even though a little bit concerned taking a guy like Alvarez on the road. He's just a young kid who's very good and grooving in short appearances at home. And then things get shaken up a little bit when he heads out on the road. But again, I think I will. Yeah, let's look at where the market has moved here. It's looked like it. Yeah, not much movement. A small, tiny move in Washington's favor, but as you might expect, as I was just talking about, a massive edge to a Washington first 5 at Pinnacle right now. Money line is like plus 120 for Washington. The first 5 is -105, which is huge. And I will take. I'll double up. I'll double up with my opinions here. I'll take first 3 and first 5 Nationals money line. Both of them -105, -105 Caesars and -105 Pinnacle on the money line for first 5 Nationals. First 3 and first 5 money line -105 on both of them. Both those official. I did bet it, and I think it's okay. think it's okay. Yeah, the Rogers under outs prop is kind of interesting, especially with all the weather. And again, we know that Washington has a nice lineup that can test them. Rogers has been good. Again, strikeouts aren't really there, and there's even Pinnacle doesn't have his outs prop up now, so that kind of tells you everything you need to know. And his strikeouts prop, under 4.5 at like even money or so is definitely tempting. Maybe I'll add that one as a lean, or just move on. Yeah, Rogers 4.5 strikeouts. Yeah, we'll hold off on that one. Just the two picks that I just gave. That's all I'm going to do, and that's it. Oldie, shout out Oldie. All right, now let's move on. Next game on the card is Texas and Toronto. Eovaldi against Corbin. Corbin, very decent first 2 months this year, and now June he's coming back down to earth. Not the old Corbin level, but definitely approaching it. Right, all kinds of issues. Not getting strikeouts, a lot of walks, hits, just everything. He might be a little bit better here, but should be vulnerable. And then you got Eovaldi on the other side for Texas, who started out the year great, but he's definitely been mediocre at best for a while. He's still getting strikeouts though, and his walks are not too bad. He gives up home runs, but in general, Eovaldi is a guy who I think will probably we get a little bit better going forward. He's still getting the strikeouts, just giving up runs. Home runs is not good. And Texas, they won game 1 yesterday, 6-5. They're decent right now, just kind of 50-50. The Jays have lost 3 in a row, but they were close games. They won 5 of 6 before that. So I like that team there as well. And yeah, I was thinking about maybe the first 5 over. First 5 over. I definitely bet that one. It's not out of the question that Eovaldi could have 5 shutout innings and Corbin could get the first 5 over all by himself. Easily that could happen. Let's see where the lines are right now. And then so Texas was a tiny favorite on the overnight line, and now Toronto is a tiny favorite. So just a very tiny market, but definitely present market move in favor of Toronto, but nothing too huge. And the total hasn't really moved either that much. So the first 5, I'll make that official. I did bet it. What do I want to do here? I could take the 4.5 at like even money, or go down to 4 at plus 100. And I think I'll probably do that just because it's entirely possible that I'll need Corbin to be responsible for all the runs, which could happen. In that case, I'd feel much more comfortable with a 4 than a 4.5. And we'll make that an official pick. First 5 innings, over 4 minus 136, current line Pinnacle. That's an official pick. Texas, Toronto. First 5 innings, 4, over 4. Minus 136. And then, also just thinking about, again, just fading Corbin here a little bit. Texas first 5 team total over, which would be 2.5 at plus 126 right now at Pinnacle. Corbin is, he's not as bad as he once was, but definitely pretty iffy. And at plus money, I think I have to do it, right? Why would we not do that? Let me think. Yeah, why not? What else was I thinking about? Let's see. Texas also been hitting lefties very well, of course. Eovaldi's and of course, then again, the Corbin under 4.5 strikeouts, even at a big favorite line is something. And I also bet the Corbin over 4.5 hits at a favorite line. That might have moved too far against me, but let's see where that would be right now. Corbin hits 4. Yeah, now it's up to 5.5. So I got it at 4.5 at like minus 150 or so. Looks like it might have just moved too far. Where is that line right now? Corbin, come on, be 5.5 at plus money. Man. All right. Well, I guess I'll pass on that. I guess. Yeah. I'll make it a lean, not a pick, a lean. Corbin over 5.5 hits, plus 121. That's an official lean. Not an official pick, but an official lean. And then the first 5 team total over for Texas. And just also, of course, just Texas first 5 money line is also something that possibly, but the problem is just that Eovaldi, could get touched a bit. Corbin can be weirdly, I don't know, a lot of borderline stuff here. Texas. Let's see what Pinnacle has as far as the money lines with Texas. And then the first 5, Yeah, Texas is about 20 cents more expensive at 15 or 20 cents more expensive at Pinnacle right now than the full game for the first 5. So that's what I would have expected, and that is what I bet into. All right, I will take. I'll just take the Texas first 5 team total over 2.5 plus 126 current line at Pinnacle. That's an official pick. 2.5 plus 126 current line Pinnacle. And into the leans category, we will add the first 5 money line for Texas as well, minus 119. That's the B-rated stuff. Lean, not a pick. And that's it for this game, I guess. That's it for this game, I guess. Let's just glance at the Corbin strikeouts prop as well. Yeah, now it's down to 3.5. All right, can't pull the trigger on that. All right, so that's it for this game. Glance at the comment section, and now let's move on. Next game on the card is Arizona Tampa Bay. The return of Zach Gallen. He's been bad all year long and got absolutely crushed in his last start. And on the other side, you have Nick Martinez for Tampa Bay, who has a great changeup. He had an awesome start to the year, and now he's come crashing way back down to earth in June. Only one terrible start, though. The others were just not nearly at the level that he was before. His peripheral's not too different, though. His home runs are up a bit, which you would expect because his fly ball to ground ball numbers are way bad. So Nick Martinez, not so great, but Gallen, I don't know if he's going to be able to fix anything. I'd give Tampa Bay a bit of a pen edge here as well. And so once again, I was thinking, maybe the first 5 over. Tampa Bay first 5 team total over, Tampa Bay full game team total over, and the market giving Gallen kind of a little bit of credit here. His earned run prop just 2.5 minus 155 to the over, but there's someone else who's pitching well as an earned run prop of 3.5. I mean, Gallen's looking really absolutely shellacked in his last start, crushed, and I'm just not sure if there's any reason to believe that he's going to be able to fix anything here. So let me just decide what I want to do here. We'll glance at the lines here. Where are these lines? Here we go. Arizona. All right. So small market move towards Tampa Bay from the overnight line, which is what I would have expected, and a small modest move to the over, which is also what I would have expected. All right. So let me see what I want to make. What I want to make official here. All right, we'll start with the Tampa Bay Rays first 5 team total over 2.5 plus 105. Can't not take that one. That's an official pick. Tampa Bay Rays first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 105. I do kind of like just the first 5 over as well. Maybe like the first 3. All right, let's see what we're going to make official here. But yeah, that's in general my cap on the game. Martinez, definitely not likely to recapture his form from earlier in the year, but still not bad. Still kind of decent. And Gallen, man, I just don't understand. He's gonna get shellacked again, or at least hit pretty damn hard, isn't he? Right? All right, so we'll make in this game Arizona Tampa Bay first 5 over 4.5 minus 116 an official pick. First 5 over 4.5 minus 116. That's an official pick. Justin McKelvey likes Rays in his pocket. I agree. Absolutely. Rays team total over from Mike Wilkerson. Agree. Absolutely. Thomas Maggio bet the over 8.5. Don't disagree with that. Although if the first 5 doesn't go over, then I feel pretty nervous about the rest of the game. I don't know. It depends on how you rate bullpens. I'd have them rated roughly even. Maybe a slight edge to Tampa Bay. But nothing special here. All right, so what did I give? And then I gave all right, let me see. What else am I going to do here? Yeah, Tampa Bay, minus full game has got to be, absolutely. I bet that one. I'll add it on. Tampa Bay Rays full game, -1. That'll be about plus 115 or so. The money line, minus 128. Run line, plus 157. So that should be about plus 115 or so. That's an official pick. Tampa Bay Rays full game. And then the first 5 is also something that I'm liking. It's not hugely. It's not like a 10-cent more expensive situation for Tampa Bay, which I guess is kind of because I guess Gallen should be able to improve a little bit, and Martinez is a little bit vulnerable, which is why I like the first 5 over and the Tampa Bay Rays team total over first 5. I guess we'll just leave it at that. I've already given a lot of stuff here. I do also like the Gallon hits prop over 5.5, although it's gotten bet down though, which is kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Yeah. All right, that's it. I'll just leave it there. Leave it right where it was. So what I took Tampa Bay full game -1, Tampa Bay first 5 team total over, both teams first 5 over, and yeah, and that's it. And that's just about it. Just about it. Yeah. And then I'll add on the first 3 over as a lean. -115. Arizona, Tampa Bay. B rated. That's just a lean. And that's it for this game. Let me make sure that I wanted to like quadruple or quintuple up fading Gallon here. But yeah. All right. We'll just leave it right there. Leave it right there. Next game on the card, Yanks in Boston. Will Warren and Tolley for Boston. Boston won the first game 6-3. Yankees scuffling just a little bit recently. Of course, Judge still out, and Boston, playing decently recently. They're about 500 over the past week or so, I believe. And Warren against Tolley. Warren is pretty consistent. Not great, but definitely good and consistent. He has a bit of a walks issue, and he's also he's inconsistent with his strikeouts, which is kind of weird. And he's off of a high strikeout start, but his home run numbers are not too bad. And in general, he gives you a solid start. Tolley's a rookie, started the year great, but he definitely looks like he's wearing down a little bit. Now he looks like a 3-run guy, although he seems to be better at home, though. Way more strikeouts at home. So maybe he has another good one in him. I think his first start was against the Yankees this year, and he struck out 11. I imagine that. But, Tolley, still good, maybe wearing down. And the Yankees just had like kind of a crappy game yesterday. So I was thinking about the Yanks here. Depends, basically a wash, but I would give maybe Boston an edge overall. Boston actually has some nice stuff that I see in terms of analytics with their bullpen. But I guess I'll give it a wash. Give it a wash here. And yeah, so in general, I was just thinking about the Yanks in this one. Let's see where this line has moved. I did bet it a little bit when it came out, and now not much movement. Yankees an extremely teeny favorite still, and the total has gotten bet up just a little bit. Let's look at the comments section. But this one I'm usually doing all kind with these game pitcher props and first 3, first 5. This one just Yankees full game money line is what I bet. And what I was thinking about, Justin McKelvey likes Goldschmidt, 2+ bases. I didn't look at that prop, but that does seem good. Tolley definitely looks like he's a little bit vulnerable right now, wearing down just a little bit. He'll get probably his strikeouts continue, but yeah, give up hits and maybe some runs. And I think I'm just going to do that. I think I'm just getting New York Yankees money line, or should I make it -1? Should I make it -1? I don't know. I'll make it -1. Why not? New York -1, so it'll be about +120 or so. The money line -105. The run line +148. So that should come out to about +120 or so. Yankees full game -1 official pick, and then everything else, I guess I'll just pass on. Everything else, I guess I'll just pass on. Although it does, I was thinking about the Yankees team first 5 team total over. Maybe Yankees first 5 money line. Because although interestingly, the market giving Tolley a lot of credit here. Boston at Pinnacle, -103 full game. First 5 at the Pinnacle, they're actually a bit of a favorite here, -115, which I don't quite understand. My bet on the Yankees was partly a minor fade of Tolley. So that's interesting. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what the comments section has to say, and then we'll keep moving on. All right. Yeah, we'll just go the Yanks full game, keep it there. Not really a fan of Tolley here, I don't think. There is also some rain in the issue, possible some rain for this one too. It seems like it'll be at the end of the game. So, all right, just the Yankees, and that's it. Next one, Philly and the Mets. Let's talk about this one. Philly and the Mets. Zach Wheeler against Zach Thornton. Wheeler has been excellent, of course, all year long. He's facing the Mets for a second start in a row. Last one was fine, but not lights out. And then Zach Thornton for the Mets, his only big league appearance this year, which first of his career, was not good. It was at Washington. And then, recently at Syracuse, he's had some issues. So, Thornton, they're bringing him back. I'm not sure. And facing the Phillies is pretty tough. The Mets, of course, just got swept by the Cubs. They look like they just don't really have it as a team right now. There's something wrong with them. The opposite of Philly, who just won 3 of Washington. They put up double-digit runs in 2 of those last 3 games. And, of course, the big news here, though, is that the Mets fired their manager. And the Phillies are exhibit A for how a manager change in baseball. It's not just other sports, baseball too. I don't know why the same players couldn't get it done for Philly before Mattingly was in there. But they're clearly a different team with him out. And the Mets should be better. The Mets, similar to Philly, the Mets should be a lot better than what they've been. So is the manager change going to do anything here? I don't know. I definitely don't feel comfortable betting against it. Normally, this would be an absolute no-brainer taking Philly first 5. Wheeler against Thornton. Not that huge of a favorite, but I'm just not sure if I can do it because of the manager change. Philly's also been worse against lefties, although that might not matter that much facing a guy like Thornton. I was thinking maybe Mets team total under because I would give a big pen edge here to Philly. I like Philly's pen for this one. But again, just the manager change just shakes things up a little bit and makes me hesitant to pull the trigger on it. Thomas Maggio likes Philly run line -1.5, except for the manager change for the Mets. I would say go for it. It just makes me nervous. It just does make me nervous. Although they don't even have a major league starter here. And they're going up against this guy, Wheeler, who's awesome. So it's just like Philly first 5. How can you not take it? They are more expensive, Pinnacle, -160 as opposed to -150. It's just a manager change. Damn it. Yeah. Can I bet against that? It's so treacherous to bet against. It's so treacherous to bet against. But Wheeler against Thornton, how can you not? How can you not bet against that? I probably will. All right, I'll have to make a decision here, but I'll probably pull the trigger on it. It's just the manager change is a huge factor, but Thornton against Wheeler is just an enormous factor, right? Enormous. Man, this is tough. All right, I'll take Philly first 3 money line -160. And I'll double up. I'll take Philly first 5 -0.5, -113, current line Pinnacle. Makes me nervous, very nervous. But Wheeler's the real deal, I think. Thornton, major issues. We'll see. If Thornton out pitches Wheeler, I'll eat that many units of loss. I will. Got to do it. Can't not do that. The Philly full game team total under. I can't take that one. All right. Okay. Dan H. Wynn says have to continue to ride the over with Phillies. Maybe a first 5 over 4. Yeah. Who knows? Pitching change definitely changes things. All right. Next game on the card: Seattle and Cleveland. This is a very weird one, so I don't know if I'm going to have any bets here. Castillo against Cantillo. Castillo, of course, has been doing that weird piggyback thing, which I don't believe he's doing here. I think this is just going to be a normal start for him. He's also weirdly been worse at home. Of course, he pitches for Seattle. Other guys, Wu as a major, Kirby, they've all got massive home road splits, way better at home. Castillo, weirdly, has been worse at home, doing that weird piggyback thing. Mixed results this year. His last 2 appearances were not that good. And then the other side, you have Cantillo, very up and down, high volatility, and his last 2 starts were excellent, but the 3 before that were terrible. And his last start was awesome, though. Best of the year, 8 innings at Houston, 1 run, 9 strikeouts. So even on both sides, as far as the money line is concerned, also some weather issues here. Seattle, both these teams have offensive issues right now. Seattle has just not been scoring for a while now, 2 or 3 weeks. Cleveland has some offensive guys out. So they lost 2 or 3 at the White Sox. They're okay right now, but offensively challenged, and just adding it up. There's just so many uncertainties here that I don't think I can pull the trigger one way or another. Let's see where the line hasn't really moved. The money line, Cleveland, a tiny favorite here, as they were on the overnight line. And then the total has it's gotten bet a little bit to the over, which surprises me a bit. Just both these offenses are, a little bit challenged right now, though it is a low number, and both starters can get hit. So this is just overall adding it all up. So many unknown factors. Weird game. Dan H. Wynn says the total is very low. Well, the offenses have been bad. You know what I mean? is Seattle scored, I think I wrote it down, like 24 runs in their last 11 games or something crazy. Seattle's not hitting. Cleveland has offensive issues. They're not hitting. And both starters can be very vulnerable. They can also be great. Castillo can be good, and Cantillo is just coming off of an 8-inning, 9 strikeout, 1-run start. So this is just a total pass for me. See if anyone has anything in the comment section. No, they don't. And let's move on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 more games. All right. I think we can do it. Next game on the card, another weird one. KC and the White Sox. I didn't even check the line because it wasn't clear who was going to be pitching for KC. And now I see it's going to be Steven Cruz, a relief pitcher opener, and then Mitch Spence, who, is coming up from the minors. He's supposedly going to be the primary. He had some issues in the minors. He got hit hard in his last appearance in the minors. And then for the White Sox, another guy who is coming back from the minors, David Sandlin. He was good at the minors recently. He came out from majors for a bit. His first start was at home. It was great. Then he had 2 road starts. Both of them he got hit hard. Then they sent him down to the minors. But he has been pretty good in the minors recently. And here also there's some rain. They might just play through it. There might be a delay. Hard to say what's going to go on here. So this is another one that's very tough. Maybe we'll just look at the line and move on. White Sox are a small home favorite, which makes sense to me. I mean, Sandlin versus Spence, no doubt about it. I feel much better with Sandlin. And I might take the White Sox first 3 or first 5. Cruz, though, will be the opener. But again, Sandlin was good in the minors recently, and he did have 1 home start this year. That was great. And Mitch Spence just got hit hard in his very last minor league appearance. KC, though, has been hitting. They almost got no hit yesterday, so that adds another weird factor to it. White Sox, a scrappy team. They just won 2 of 3 at Cleveland. So if anything, I might add on, the White Sox first 5 or first 3 or something like that. First 5. Although, God, bizarrely, it's actually in KC's favor first 5. The Pinnacle right now, the full game money line plus 115. The first 5 is plus 104, which I don't understand at all. Spence and the opener doesn't make any sense. All right, I think I'm just going to completely pass on this one. Although I still stick to my guns and lean. I'm just going to completely pass. I mean, Sandlin did get crushed twice in the majors on the road. Just going to pass. Complete pass, White Sox and KC. Interesting, weird game. All right, next one. Cubs, Milwaukee, Mizorowski Day, right? Colin Ray for the Cubs. He's been, not that good this year overall, but at times decent. Last start was good, 5 shutout innings. And Mizorowski finally gave up some runs in his last start. Gave up 2 at Atlanta. Still got 7 strikeouts, in that one. The Cubs, of course, were terrible for a while. Now they're getting better. They just swept the Mets in 4. Their offense is picking it up. They're picking up big numbers. But maybe we throw all that or almost all that out here going up against Mizorowski. Milwaukee's back home off of a 6-game trip. They won their last 4 of that one. The last series was in Cincinnati. I'd also give a pretty solid bullpen edge to Milwaukee as well. And again, Mizorowski is just looking like a superhero at the moment. I did take a shot with his over 8.5 strikeouts, just to like 115 or so. And even his outs prop at 17.5 at a big favorite line also had some value. And then, of course, the no-brainer play, Cubs first 5 team total under. And then maybe even, Cubs full game team total under. Of course, the full game money line for Milwaukee was massive, almost minus 300. We'll see where it is. Let's look at where it is right now. And it's gone down a bit. All right. So at first it was like minus 275. Now it's minus 242. Total has dropped from 7.5 down to 7. Let's look at what and Thomas Maggio says Cubs worth a sprinkle. I could see it. Again, Mizorowski a couple months ago was giving up runs every start, and Colin Ray is no great shakes, but can be okay. Last start 5 shutout innings, but I think I have to pull the trigger on. I bet the Mizorowski strikeouts prop 8.5. Not a favorite line, but still, he just deals so hard, especially at home. He just deals, baby. All right, I'll make it official. Official pick. I'll take the Pinnacle line over 8.5 strikeouts. Mizorowski minus 120. I got a little bit better line when I bet that, but I will take that. Let's see what the outs prop for him is. It's off at Pinnacle, and outs prop is a little bit tough. And then again, the Cubs have been really hitting, but I just cannot not take the first 5 team total over. It is a one at minus 202. Look at that. I cannot take that, actually. I'm not going to take that. Chicago Cubs first 5 team total under 1.5 minus 202. No, just can't do it. Because again, Mizorowski could come in here and have, 12 strikeouts, 6 innings, 2 runs. They both come in like the 3rd inning, and then that one loses. That's easily a possibility there. So I think I'll just take the Mizorowski strikeouts prop, and that's about it. I don't think I can even pull the trigger on the first 5. It's minus 300 at Pinnacle right now. Milwaukee like minus 240 full game money line. First 5 money line minus 299, minus 300. Cannot do that. Can't take first 5 minus a half at minus 170. Just the good old strikeouts prop for Mizorowski, and we'll just leave it at that. Interesting game. We'll see how he does. Next game on the card, Colorado and Minnesota, and this is Sugano against Taj Bradley. Colorado, not a good team, but they did win 4-6 on their homestand recently, and they got some life to them. They have a bullpen that actually, no, their bullpen is bad, right? Yeah, and even on the road. But they have some life to them. Minnesota just coming off of the Dodgers game. They got swept by the Dodgers. They lost the Ohtani one against Ryan 4-3, and Taj Bradley started. So you got Sugano against Bradley. Bradley had a great start to the year. Then his last 5 starts were bad, but his last start was his least bad start out of the 5. Still not really trusting him as a big favorite, though. His peripherals are getting worse. His strikeouts are down. His walks and home runs are up, and he gets a lot of more fly balls than ground balls. So even though Colorado isn't really the kind of lineup that will push a guy like Bradley at the dog line, I think the Colorado first 5 might be worth a shot because Sugano actually has no real difference at home and on the road, and that's not good. I wish that he was had better splits and was better on the road. His last start, overall Sugano's not too good, but he's not too terrible, and his last start was actually quite good. So, both these starters I think are pretty vulnerable here, which is why I kind of like the dog line for Colorado. And then also the Bradley, his strikeouts are down. He did get 7 in his last home start, and this is it. Sugano's the guy I was talking about. His earned run prop 3.5. He's not that bad. I just don't quite get it. Bradley's outs, his hits prop is a little bit low, just 4.5, juice to the over. So adding it all up, it's a little head scratching here. Dan H. Wynn says Bradley last 5 starts, terrible ERA. He's been bad, but again, his last start was his least bad out of those 5, and his last home start he got 7 strikeouts. So so we'll see. I am going to take a shot, I think, with the Colorado first 5 money line, and it looks like the full game line has been bet a little bit in Minnesota's favor, which is kind of nice, and we'll take it. Colorado Rockies first 5 money line plus 141 official play. I'm only taking that because of the dog line. Probably I should take like the minus a half at plus 174, considering the volatility involved with both of these starters. But I'll just take the money line plus 141. Colorado Rockies. That's an official pick. Interesting game, and that's it. Let's move on. Next one, Miami and St. Louis. Max Meyer against McGreevy. Another game where there's weather, rain issues. It should clear. They might have a late start. Not exactly sure. It probably will be okay. And Miami, of course, where did this come from? They're like almost Tampa Bay level when Tampa Bay was great earlier this year. They continue to play great and win 5-1 on their recent homestand. Now they head on the road. Miami's bullpen has been pretty good. And Max Meyer, starter for Miami. He's been great. Excellent overall on the year. 2 bad starts and everything else has been good or great. His 4 starts have been excellent. He has been a bit worse on the road and a bit worse at night. So that's, something to think about. And St. Louis lost 2 of 3 to Arizona in the last series. Before that was the KC series. They're an all right little team here. And St. Louis actually, hits righties significantly better than they did. They lefties and Miami as well. So I'm not sure that this shapes up to be a vintage Max Meyer start. And then McGreevy has been decent overall this year. June, though, has been his worst month so far. His last start was not good. That was his worst start this month. Before that, they were still decent. He's been better at home, though. So McGreevy clearly headed down, which is not a surprise because the peripherals when he was pitching well were not very good. So I'm not super high on McGreevy. Meyer, I am high on him, but not necessarily in this spot. And there's also some weather issues here. So I think I might just completely pass on this one as well. Let's see where the line is. And Miami, looks like now Miami's a favorite. So a pretty like a 25-cent move from the overnight line in favor of Miami, which I guess I can understand considering what a juggernaut they are right now and considering how much better overall Meyer is than McGreevy. I'm not sure I can bet into that, though. See what people in the comment section have to say, and then we will, shout out JM84504. Shout out. Dan H. Wynn says, Twins have the worst both. I know you went through that game quick. My favorite match of the night, Rockies over game. Wow, okay. And the Rockies team total over. Yeah, okay. I can go back and just quickly glance at it. Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't know if I would say Twins have the worst recent bullpen. I would definitely rate them bottom 10, no doubt about that. But on any given day, would you rather have Minnesota or Washington for a pen? I think I'd take Minnesota. They definitely have a subpar pen, no doubt about it. But yeah, I don't know if I would necessarily say worst. And again, Bradley, he could rediscover his form at any point and have a really nice start. So I don't know. Interesting though. Yes, I'm taking Colorado first 5, but Dan H wins. Loving Colorado. Team total over and everything. All right. So shout out Gorky. This Minnesota game. I mean the Miami St. Louis game. Total pass. Huge market move in Miami's favor, and that's interesting to see. But I'm not going to act on. All right. Next game. The A's and the Angels in against Urena, and both these starters faced the other team last out. Urena had a much better game. I've been talking about this guy pretty much since his second start. In these shows, I've been successfully betting into him having good starts, his props and everything. He's a high character guy. He's a good pitcher. He figures out, how to maximize his stuff and whatever's going on. I'm a big fan of this guy, Urena, and his last start against the A's was excellent. He outpitched this guy Yin, but Yin is much better on the road. He has big home road splits. Urena continues to be good, but it's entirely possible that the A's will be able to make some adjustments to him and probably get to him a bit more than they did in his last start. That's very likely because his stuff is not really electric. He just has a really good changeup, and he's crafty, kind of Greg Maddux style. So they might be able to make some adjustments and probably have a better start. Probably get to him more, and Yin should be better against the Angels than he was in his last start. And of course, he almost, if you remember earlier in the year, almost threw a no-hitter against the Angels on the road. So this is another kind of a very tough one. I was thinking maybe about a shot with the first 5 under, just because I respect both starters so much. But again, a little bit concerned that the A's will make some successful adjustments against Urena and get to it. Strikeouts prop is very low, but I'm not going to take a shot with that. I do like into the outs prop for him, 17.5, just to have a nice little start, whether he gives up runs or not. So I'll make that one an official pick. Over 17.5 outs, minus 117 current line at Pinnacle. That's an official pick. I do like that one. And the Urena one again, 16.5 outs. I'm just going to stay off because I'm worried that I'm not going to get a bet against them necessarily, but I'm going to stay off the outs prop because they might make some adjustments and get to them. Let's see in the comments section. Here we go. Thomas Maggio likes Urena 4.5 strikeouts. I hear you and I feel you. I both hear you and feel you, Thomas Maggio, 1546. Believe it or not. And that's a deadly combo. But again, he's very good, but he's crafty, and the A's might make some adjustments. I hear you, though, Maggio. I mean, pretty much any Urena start, I'm like looking at betting his, first 5 money line, outs prop, strikeouts prop, whatever. Can't do it in this one. Shout out Gorky, putting World Cup picks in the comments section. Shout out Truth Teller. And Gorky just slamming us. CFL, World Cup. Gorky like an Egypt money line. Hell yeah. Cabo Verde money line. Wow. Belgium, Senegal, Spain money line. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Let's see. This is just going to take again, outs prop over, and that's it. That's it for me. Tempted to take, honestly, the A's first 5. I think Virginia's gonna have a much better start here, but it's just I just cannot bet against Urena. I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. Mad respect. I feel like betting against Maddox or something. But then the first 5 under. What about that? 4.5 minus 115. They might make their adjustments, you know? All right, I'm just going to completely pass. Just the outs prop, and that's it. Next game on the card, Dodgers and San Diego. This is a very tough one. Tell us what you think, everyone. Dodgers and San Diego. Sasaki against Buehler. Sasaki had made some real improvements. 2 starts ago, he got crushed on the road, and then his last start wasn't as bad, but he still got hit. And going up against Walker Buehler, who's suddenly having an excellent June. And it's not because he's gotten lucky. Strikeout numbers are good, walks, home runs, everything's good. Now he's going up at home against the Dodgers, who crush righties. And San Diego struggling against righties, at least statistically. I don't know if they're going to be able to get to Sasaki here. So the Padres are a big home, not big, but decent-sized home dog, as you would expect. Low total here, 7.5, as you would expect, I guess. And both pens, you know, some people rate both of them, top 5. Recently, they've kind of been more mid-range, I would say, but definitely both decent pens, no doubt about it. And the Dodgers, have kind of their pitching's kind of tailed off a little bit. I've been reading that they've been having some issues with this guy, the catcher, with the guys who replaced Will Smith. They're not happy, and that's actually one of the reasons people are saying that Ohtani gave up some runs at Minnesota. So that's not great to see. But I don't know if I can pull the trigger on the Padres getting only this line, just because the Dodgers are just so powerful against righties, and Buehler is good. He's been getting it done. And then you got Sasaki, and the Padres have not been hitting righties. And if Sasaki can regain the form that he had recently, he can be close to lights out. The line has moved in the Padres' favor, though. Not huge, but a little bit. Like a 10-cent move in the Padres' favor, 5 or 10-cent move. And the total is still where it was. 7.5 juice to the over. I was thinking, I don't know, maybe under, because both bullpens can be good. Of course, it's at Petco. Buehler's been great. Sasaki was awesome only 3 starts ago. Very tricky game here. Very tricky game here. Thomas Maggio says Sasaki over 5.5 strikeouts. Maybe. I mean, I looked at it. I'm not going to do it, but I looked at it. Gorky after dark. Gorky. I think I feel comfortable labeling Gorky my absolute favorite on-camera analyst for a while. Shout out Gorky. I just love listening to his opinions, listening to him talk, looking at him. I love it when he insults people, when he curses, when he, says insane shit about everything. Love it. Love it, Gorky. I'm going to watch Gorky after dark. You nasty motherfucking Nate. Pete, I'll be in the East Village tonight. Okay, Nate. Good for you. I already told you I'm not going to any Pride events with you, Nate. I support you. I'm not joining you. All right? I support you in your lifestyle. I'm not going to be a part of it, nasty Nate. All right? I support you, though. And we all do at Pub Sports Radio. We all do. Nasty motherfucking Nate. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I can't. I can't pull the trigger on anything here. I don't think. 2 minutes back. Yes, let's do it, Gorky. Let's do it. Gorky after dark with Pete with a flashlight. Something like that. Me with a flashlight and you after dark. It's awesome. All right. LA Dodgers. And again, I think people would like it. We wouldn't get a lot of viewers, but even if we made like just 2 people happy, that would not be worth it. If we made 8 people happy, that'd be borderline worth it. We'll talk about it, Gorky. All right. Dodgers and San Diego. Pass. Total pass. So many unknowns here. Really crazy. I was leaning under. If I was going to do anything here, I would take a shot with the under. I would. David says, don't cave to the woke mob, Pete. I always tell myself I'm not going to cave. But then when they come to my door, I just say, whatever you want. Yes, whatever you want. Whatever you want. I cave, Dan. I cave. I cave to all mobs pretty much, to be honest. Nasty Nate. Just get to St. Mark. Nasty Nate. It's all right. Shut up, Loshak. We've heard you do that bit multiple times. It was funny the first time, not funny the 8th time. Just get to St. Mark's after 10. I'll be there, Nasty Nate. I'll be there. All right. Here we go. Last game on the guard. Been a fun show. Total pass me for San Diego. If you gave me a free play, I'd chuck it on the under, and I'd probably 8 minus 119. That's tempting as hell, man. It's just Sasaki has issues, and then you got Bueller going up against that lineup. Yeah, total pass. Last game on the card, Atlanta and San Francisco. Ronaldo Lopez against McDonald. This is an interesting one. McDonald has had some real issues. Walks problem in June. On the other side, you have Ronaldo Lopez, who had been a reliever. Of course, he's a veteran. Now he's back in the rotation. He looks pretty good. The Braves, I give him a massive bullpen edge here. San Francisco looking pretty deep on offense right now. Atlanta just got swept at the Padres. They're now 3-10 last 13, which is not good. You see this a lot in all sports. Elite teams leading up to the All-Star break get a little lethargic. You see that in NHL all the time. And that's clearly what's happening to Atlanta right now. The bullpen is awesome. They're good. They're great. But they're in a funk right now. And the Giants have some guys back. They have kind of a deep lineup right now. They just won 2 or 3 against the A's last series. And then you got McDonald, though, who's having these issues, this walks problem. And I'm just not sure. I think, and the Braves, it's kind of the opposite of the Dodgers. They have a catcher, Joey Bart, who is, everyone's all excited. He handles the pitchers well and all that stuff. Ronaldo Lopez has been pretty good. McDonald, some real issues. And I was thinking just Atlanta first 3. Atlanta first 3. I don't know how deep Lopez is going to go, but he should be okay. McDonald, can have some upside, but let's see what we got here. Thomas Maggio says San Francisco sucks, imploded yesterday. Past game, Thomas Maggio, lean Atlanta, no bet. Nasty Nate says, clean yourself up for Christ. All right, I will. I got some leather pants, Nasty Nate. You want good? You keep getting lippy like this, Nasty Nate. I'll fucking show up in leather pants. You think I don't have leather pants? I do. You think I wouldn't wear them? I would. Jan Kim says, hey, Pete, what's your favorite bet of the day? Oh, man, I can't remember what it is, but there is one. I'll go over the thing for you. Favorite bet of the day would be, let's see, where are we? Scanning down here. Oh, yeah, Washington. That's Washington first 5, man. Alvarez is good. That's not it, but, oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, man, Eovaldi against Corbin. I would say it would have to be, oh, yeah, who is that? Who are those? Oh, yeah. I would have to say Texas, Toronto, first 5 innings over. Because even if Eovaldi's lights out, easily you get bailed out with Corbin giving it all up himself. And easily Eovaldi could give up a few, in which case you're going to need Corbin to, have 2 or fewer. So that would be it, I think. Texas and Toronto, first 5 over. 4 at like minus 130 or 4.5 minus 105. That's what I would say. If I had to label one best bet of the day, I think that would be it. That would be it. There you go. And then this one here, this last game here, Atlanta, San Francisco. Yeah, I like Atlanta. Danny H. Wynn says, how many outs we get out of Lopez? I think we'll get at least 3 innings, right? At least 3 innings, right? All right, I'll make that official. Atlanta Braves, first 3 money line, minus 130, current line at Caesars. First 3 money line. And the first 5 is interestingly, not that good. Look at that. San Francisco was actually the favorite look at that. Wow. So Atlanta is like minus 112 on the game, but first 5, San Francisco at Pinnacle right now is a tiny, tiny favorite, which is interesting. I guess they're high on McDonald. I don't know. He's had June issues. He could get it together, but that looks like a pretty serious problem there, And again, pretty massive bullpen edge to Atlanta. So I'll add on. You're right. I'm going to add on Atlanta as well. Full game, first 3 and full game. We'll take that. Atlanta Braves, first 3. We take the money line or just or do a run line thing. We'll just take the full game money line, minus 112. Current line Pinnacle, Atlanta Braves, first full game, minus 112, and the first 3. Both of those are official picks, and we'll just leave it right there. I think we'll just leave it right there. Anything else that's looking interesting? I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't like betting into elite teams when they're in there leading up to the All-Star break funk. You see it all the time. You see it in the NHL, and they're teams that should be much better, and they are much better, and they definitely will be much better. I mean, Atlanta's going to go through a stretch of 20 games where they will go 17-3. Probably like 3 games after the All-Star break. But I just don't like betting into those kinds of teams when they're in their pre-All-Star game funk, which is definitely what Atlanta's in right now. But I'll take it. I'll take it anyway. First 3 and full game. And I'll tell you right now, I like the first 3 a lot better. It's just on paper, there's a huge pen edge to Atlanta. And then, and then I guess San Francisco team total under is also something that could have some value, but I'm going to hold off on that one as well. That's it. Just 2 picks for this game. I like the first 3 more than the full game. I made the full game official as well. And that's it. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you again on Monday.
It's easier to sleep in the black when you're losing your ass and feeling so. You know what to do. Tune in to Pop Sports Radio. Easier to sleep in the black. It's easier to sleep in the black. It's a roller coaster ride, you're gonna catch a bad beat. No problem, keep your head up and just bet the spreadsheet. It's easier to sleep in the black. It's easier to sleep in the black. All thanks to Jeff Slaughter, these shows have our backs. POD's always rolling, especially the stats. Easier to sleep in the black. It's easier to sleep in the black. We got Jimmy, Jose, Dabby and the fam, Dutch Wine Time, Spooner and OG Wham. So hit the like button, don't say that you can't. If you know what's best, just put your money on tape.